what's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here. Thank you for watching this video. Just want to say there's a big announcement at the end of this video. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. Just let's get that out of the way right now. So this is 5 horror sequels I love. Now, some of these I love, quite frankly, more than the part 1. And so I'm really trying to put myself out on the line a little bit more with some of these videos because I want you guys to see movies I really, really enjoy and maybe inspire you to check them out if you either haven't or haven't watched them in a long time. So stick around to the message at the end of this video. Don't worry, nothing's wrong again. So coming in number 5, I like this sequel more than part 1. And I'll die on that sword. I'm not saying it's better, but I surely like it more. Phantasm II has to make my list of probably one of my favorite Part 2 movies ever. This sequel was, when I think of Phantasm, this is the movie I think about. I think of the worm coming out of the girl's back. I think of that famous line, "You think when you die you go to heaven? You come to us." I love that. The sphere makes a big return in this movie and does some damage. Yes, Michael is replaced with a different actor, but I like the kid in this movie. I liked all the elements to it. This movie is a Evil Dead type movie. This movie is a creature feature. This movie is a blood splatter movie. It's everything I want it to be. There's chainsaws. Reggie Bannister is on a whole nother level in this movie. Phantasm II is my favorite Phantasm movie. And as Stone Cold Steve Austin says, that's the bottom line. Now, I'm not saying I think it's better than Part 1. Part 1 is amazing, but I just love Part 2 so much. It almost makes sense. I'm just being silly, but yeah, I love it. But you know what? I wasn't going to do this in this video, but I thought, why not? Because I do think that Part 2 is another fan favorite, so Part 3 kind of takes a little bit of a backseat. I love Phantasm 3 as well. I think this is the last... Here's the thing. I like 4, but when people ask me, you know, where does the buck somewhat stop, I would say 3. And it's not necessarily Cascarelli's fault, because after this, he was working on shillings, much less, you know, a small budget. So he's using a lot of old footage from Part 4. But I think Part 3 was awesome as well. I have a blast with Part 3. It's got that early 90s feel to it. I really enjoy this one. So the Phantasm II is a high point for me. And even though it dips off slightly for 3, I still really love 3. Great poster on that, great artwork, great movie. You do have the return of the original Michael Baldwin, or Michael A. Baldwin, whatever it is. I met him, nice guy. So, yeah, if you haven't seen Phantasm 3, because you've kind of just stopped at 1 or 2, I think 3's good. I do. I like 3 a lot. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there. Phantasm 3, I want to put that in this video and let it roll. All right, this next one is a wild one, but I love it. Now, I didn't love it the first time I watched it, but I just started to see how absolutely bat you know what it truly is, and for that I can't get enough of it now. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Now this is a movie that is literally nuts. You couldn't have scripted some of the stuff that McConaughey did in this movie. He is a psychopath, genuinely a wild, maniacal psycho. And I love him in this movie. He is crazy. The moment where he takes the shotgun, when the girl's got the shotgun, he's putting it in his mouth with his eyes bloodshot. He looks like he's about to lose it, and she's hysterically crying. The scenery in the house they're in is disgusting. What a movie. They returned to Texas production for this. It's a genuine Texas production. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation is nuts, and I have to love it for that reason. I have to. So I do have this as a sequel I love. I really do. There's only one Texas Chainsaw Massacre film I'm not a huge fan of, and that was the latest one made. Next up on the list, I don't know if I like it more than Part 1, but it's pretty close. Strangers Pray at Night. Now, this was a really fun movie. It was random how it came so many years later, but to me it was just kind of like a, hey, surprise, so I'm not complaining. I loved it. I loved it. I love that they didn't try to recreate the first one because... You know, sometimes it's nice to take risks and do something else and have a different vibe and feel. I loved it. I think the first one is probably the better one, but stylistically, I can see how people can much prefer this one over because it definitely has a more classic 80s feel to it. Cool sound. The pool scene is cool. I love it when the guy's dipping his hand underwater, the soundtrack stops playing, then it'll come back. Nice touch there. this is a fun sequel. It does, it doesn't do anything to disrupt the legacy of the first one, and I don't think it hurts it at all. I think it's a fun movie. If we don't get any more, that's perfectly fine. This one was cool. I liked Strangers Prey at Night a lot. And number one in this one, I'm going modern. I prefer this one over the part one every day of the week. This is just my taste, but Conjuring 2, yeah, I like Conjuring 2 more than Conjuring 1. The only issue with me for Conjuring 1 is it's a movie we'd seen 100 times before. I mean, we did. So what I liked about 2 was the scenery was different. We went across the pond. There was some abstract-looking things that started to happen in part 2 that gave it a little bit of a different flavor and feel, and I really liked that. I did. So Conjuring 2 is money all day for me. I'm not saying 1 is bad whatsoever. It's a well-rated film. It's got a lot of fans, as do I. I like the film, but it was just, I felt like I'd seen it 100 times before. So Conjuring 2, while it is more or less the same possession stuff, I just like that. I like the feel and the style that the film had, with overseas and England and all that stuff. So I like this one more. So Conjuring 2 is for me. So those are 5 horror sequels I love. And as far as the announcement goes, guys, this horror room that you see before me is completely going under renovation. Nothing's wrong. I'm not stopping YouTube. I'm not slowing down in the world of horror and movie collecting and things like that. It's just gotten too packed to where I can't properly clean in here, and I have an idea to really redesign this room. It's really going to focus hardly on the more expensive pieces. There's going to be some gorgeous horror movie posters in here, completely new ones. Some will stay, some will be replaced. I hope you guys are okay to take this journey with me. I'll document some of it. I'm painting the walls. Sick of the red walls. Nothing wrong with them. It's just, it's time for a change. It's time for a change, guys. Let's shed our skin and start anew. Let's make an amazing CHH Horror Room version 2. I hope you guys take this ride with me. I hope you understand. I know that there's some of you that love this horror room, as do I, and you're going to see a lot of stuff, There's just some stuff that I'm not going to sell anything, really. I'm going to box a lot of stuff up. And when I do a video talking about something specific, let's say I do a video talking about Freddy, a lot of the Freddy stuff will still be in here, but if there's like a big Freddy toy I have, I'll bring that out for the video, and I'll do certain things for videos. But a lot of the nicer pieces are going to stick around. The video store displays obviously are going to stick around. My Freddy busts are going to stick around. My Phantasm tall man, he's not going anywhere. He's right there if you could see him. It's just going to be cleaned up a little bit. I want to be able to clean in here properly. I want guests to feel very comfortable when they come in here. So we're going to be renovating and doing starting anew. So take this journey with me. I'm getting new horror posters for the room. I've already got the Great Army of Darkness version 2 poster where he's doing this, and it's a gorgeous red poster. I got that. Waxwork. Popcorn. I would love suggestions on gorgeous horror movie posters that you think deserve to be in this horror room for the redesign. Please let me know, because this wall right here where the TV's at, it's going to be the couch and nothing but gorgeous big horror movie posters. I'm looking for beautiful classic, painting style ones or something like that from the 80s and 70s. So please drop your comments below. Let me know about that. Let me know about those